Okay. So, I wrote down on my little whiteboard for another video I wanted to make, and something that's kind of been like bottling up in my own head. Kind of just talking about, I guess, like maybe like social anxieties and like interactions with others. From my point recently where I was detaching myself from people a lot, I feel like I'm having a very difficult time like getting back, in the sense of like people I already know. People like I don't know, I feel like I have an easier time talking to lately, or like just whatever, as opposed to people that I've already known. Like, I'm already the person that like you can invite me to things, but 9 out of 10 things I probably won't be able to make it to, whether it be like work or taking care of like my family and needing to be with them, or me just like having likely an emotional or mental breakdown where I just can't or don't want to be around anyone. So that's almost always the circumstances. So obviously with that being the case, you get invited to things like less and less, but you still want to be invited to things in the case that you're gonna be in okay mood, or like you have the actual time to yourself to do something, do whatever someone invited you to. But obviously I understand why that wouldn't be the case. Because I guess I've like shut people down a lot in the past, and but in the circumstances with, like I said, recent times with not being able to talk to people so much, or like the people that I already know, like I feel like I hold on to something that maybe angers me about them, or like my last interaction with them, or I'm just like literally physically, mentally incapable of like making a plan. Like I literally like think about texting like certain friends all the time, like, hey, we should meet up here, hey, we should meet up here, like this was like, and I think it's also from when I like try and think about it, that it's like a partial like fear of like rejection, because like my free time is so like limited, and if they say they can't, like I would be bummed on it, or like, if there was like 5 friends I was thinking of inviting to go do something, or like meet up with or have coffee with, and they all like couldn't, I think it would like kind of be a little bit destructive to me. But that's where like my mind, the way that it works, that I quiet, Moo. Shh. Shh. Quiet. Sorry, my dog is whimpering. What was I saying? Fear of rejection. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know exactly what I was saying, or what I last left. So, yeah, fear of getting rejected, and how it would bum me out if, like, all the people I tried to invite to do something said no, and it would probably get to me, and I'd probably start feeling kind of low, and, oh, that's what I was getting, where my mind gets way ahead of itself. I tend to worry about things like way in the future that haven't happened yet, or just maybe won't happen at all. Like, say for instance, example, my boss put in his like month notice pretty much, and I started freaking out. I'm like, is my job safe? Like, are my shifts safe? Should I start looking for a new job? Blah blah blah. But when it comes down to it, like, I'm kind of like a necessity there, and I work hard and I don't do anything that like screws things up, and like there's really nothing that would make my job really in jeopardy, because like my role per se is important, and yeah, But at the same time, I don't want to be like a cocky motherfucker, or like most people in this world that think that the world owes them something, and be like, oh yeah, like I have nothing to worry about, whatever. But so I guess I just like, I like to be prepared for things to possibly go bad, like kind of like hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and that's kind of how my brain works regularly. Like, yeah, it'd be cool if this worked out, but hey, what if things didn't? What do I do? What's my plan? At the same time, plans never go accordingly, so plans don't ever really work. I think also part of my fear with, or issue with having interaction with people I already know, or just people in general, I'm not in the best mental state right now. Like, I'm not super low like I've been before, but I'm not the most happy-go-lucky person. I don't always have like the best facial expressions on, where like I don't smile constantly or whatever. I'm doing my best with everything, but if I know that I'm gonna be surrounded by like super happy people, it kind of like intimidates me too and makes me not want to be around them, because I don't want to be like the downer of the group, and I also don't want to like force myself to try to be something that I'm not, or like in a mood that I'm not in, and then because when I have done that, it like rattles me from the core, and then I just start like breaking, and it just like makes me feel extremely uneasy. And yeah, so if I already know that the people around me are gonna all be like super happy, I have a difficult time with that, because I know that I'm not there. And I think part of that is probably mild like envy too, because I wish I could be like that blissfully happy, but I don't think that will ever entirely be the case for me, where I'll just be like 120% happy and never like worry about anything, because my brain just doesn't work that way. When I look back on like pictures of myself being like happier, I like just kind of wonder and try to think about, was my brain like actively happy, or was I like battling something and was like getting through it with other things, or what? Like, I'm trying really hard to like think about how it was in the past and see like, how did I deal with things differently, because I know that I had, something heavy going on at this point or this point. But I just don't think that that's necessarily me. I care about a lot of different things, or like if someone says something that rubs me the wrong way, then I feel like it would just make me, I'm really, when it comes to people's personalities, like personalities are like key for me. I don't give a shit about like looks or anything like that, but like if your personality sucks, I think you suck, and I think that you're an ugly person. And that's just the way that I work. So that's why like if people are like, oh, like, or if they've said in the past like, oh, you don't think that person's hot? I'm like, no, they're a shitty person. I don't think they're attractive. No. So like, well, like aesthetically, I'm like, no, it doesn't click for me that way. Like if I think that they're not a good person, or like the things that they say or do regularly like are unappealing and they're like gross to me, then I don't find a person like physically attractive or whatever. Just like in general, like male or female, it doesn't matter. But anyways, because of that, obviously I'm clearly mildly bitter or cynical. Like even something as stupid as like watching a TV show last night, and like the girl host was like, oh, do you think that they would get a discount if they returned that cat? Because it was like making weird barking noises, whatever. And I was just like, ugh. Like if someone said that to me in person, I'd be like, fucking return animals like that. Like people who just like drop their animals back off at shelters because like they don't take the time to like train it, or they think that it's weird or whatever the fuck. So I know that in my heart. Like, I have a big mouth, and I would probably say something about something that someone said if it would, like, really got under my skin, and I don't want to be that person that makes everyone feel uncomfortable. So because I know all these things about myself, and they're difficult to, like, manage and balance in groups of people, that's what I feel like is making it so difficult for me to go out in groups of people. On top of, like, I feel like kind of insecure with myself right now. I haven't worked out as much the last, like, week or so or whatever, and I haven't been eating super great. Kind of mildly blame my monthly cycle for that one though too. Yeah, so I don't really physically feel great, so I feel like gross and fat and bloated, and I don't want to be around people that are, like, in perfect shape to me, because then I'll just, like, want to cry. And that's a whole other thing. I guess I'll talk about that another time. I just wanted to talk about my, like, or social anxiety type of issue, because I feel like it's not an uncommon thing for people to have social anxieties. I know that I have them really bad, but I, like, work on them, or at least I'll, like, try things to see if I can do it. Like Coachella, not this last summer, but the summer before that. I tried, could not handle it. I cried the first night because my anxiety spiked, and then I was, like, in and out of the medical tent because of my asthma, and yeah, like, situations I'll give myself a chance, but it's very difficult when you already know the possible outcome, but you, like, want to overcome that and you want to improve. And I have improved with my social anxieties and everything, but, like, I feel like the ones that I'm dealing with lately are, like, more personal, in the sense of, like, it's not a broad spectrum. It's me, like, just having issues with, like I said, people that I already know, and I don't really know what to do to, like, fix it or work on it, because, like, detaching myself lately was, like, I feel like I got really used to it, and, like, kind of being angry almost made it easier. And I feel like that's one thing for people. If you're just kind of, like, mad at the world, then it's, like, easy to be away from people, or, like, you want to be away from people because people just make you mad. So I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, what to do to get past it, because I feel like it's making me, like, really distance myself from a lot of people, and I don't necessarily want to do that. I don't want to do that to the people who have been, like, good to me. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, like, it'll possibly get better once I find a little bit of peace within myself again. I've just been unbalanced for sure. I think if I get back to getting more fresh air, because I feel like I haven't been outside that much because I've been working so much, getting more fresh air, spending some time with, like, my dogs, like, when in my, like, alone time, doing things that are better for me rather than, like, getting lost on my phone and laying in bed or whatever. So need to be more productive, and maybe once I'm in a little bit of a better, like, routine of that for, like, a week or something, maybe I'll have a little bit of weight off my shoulders and feel a little bit more, like, better about and with myself. But I guess we'll see. So I like making these videos in the case that your brain even remotely thinks any of these things. So that's where this is coming from. Obviously, that was the general topic of this one. So I just wanted to, I guess, get that out, because it's been, like, kind of, like, sitting in my chest and just making me feel like, you know, you just want to, like, wiggle out of your skin. Yeah, so that's the content of this video. Like I said, comment, direct message, if you know me, text me, whatever, if you want to like talk about it, or if you have any ideas. I've had a lot of people give me like, read this book, and I will attempt to read these books that are suggested to me, but reading has never been my thing. I wish, because I think it's a very positive intellectual thing, so obviously me having an issue with it makes me feel like I'm not very smart. But literally when I read books, if I don't understand the words entirely, I read it over and over and over again. So it takes me like a long time to get through like a page. And it's very frustrating, and then I'll just like give up. So no book suggestions as of right now, please. But if there's anything else that you think of that's maybe helped you that you want to suggest, let me know. I'm open for anything. Otherwise, sorry, like I said, right now I'll probably just try to get back into a week routine. Like, it's Monday. Monday always makes you feel like, okay, this week I'll do this. I'm gonna cut back on the bad sugars, try to eat a little bit better, make sure to get a little bit of yoga into my day, workout. I need to get fresh air for sure. Write things out more, because like I said, I'm not a writer or whatever, but just like writing words out, like for like if you're feeling something, or for topics I want to talk about in this. So hopefully we'll see. At the end of the week I get a little mini vacation, so maybe I just want to be rebooted by then, because I don't want to be this like zombie when I am around people and whatever. So yeah, that's that. And as usual, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for your next video. Like I said, if you have any specific questions or things that you want to hear me talk about, please let me know, and I will make it a point to talk about it in the next one. So yeah, have a good day. Thanks.